Welcome back to Haunted by Tapes with the Frog Brothers Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of Haunted by Tapes with the Frog Brothers Podcast. Tonight's feature film is the 1987 classic, Jaws. The Revenge.
This time, it's personal.
Yeah, that's a very famous tagline for a movie that's, So if you know anything about Jaws: The Revenge, you know it's like a fucking very hated movie. People really despise this. It's like often panned, and people say a lot of terrible things about it. That's not all true. That's not all true.
I think it was more of a cultural thing, too. Like, a lot of people who weren't alive then or during replays of it on television haven't seen it. A lot of younger people, I feel like, maybe have seen Jaws, but none of the sequels, you know?
Yeah. With good reason, right? Jaws 2 is basically a rehash of the first Jaws. Same Amity Island, all the same shit. Jaws 3 was completely fun in its own thing.
Ridiculous and stupid, but I enjoy the shit out of it.
Amazing. And then Jaws: The Revenge.
It's a movie.
So Jaws: The Revenge, they brag about being able to make this movie in 9 months, where all the other Jaws movies took at least 2 years to film and make and all that stuff. And it's pretty fucking apparent why. Because the shark's not in this fucking movie a lot. The shark looks the worst it's ever looked in any of the movies.
But not being in it a lot doesn't bother me as much because the first one pulls that off.
Yeah, but the music isn't the same here. Like, they have the theme, like, kind of pop up a little bit, but it's just fucking so rehashed and redone that it's not even, like, scary at this point. Like, I was not even, like, remotely scared at any point in this movie at all. Like, the first Jaws, like,
the only thing that scares me about this movie is young Michael Caine. And by young, I mean in his 50s still, probably.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But let's break down a little bit of the cast. So,
I made this movie.
Lorraine Gary
I fought the shark.
is Ellen Brody again, so she's reprising her role, the only person to reprise a
And
role.
I'm going to try to finger banger in my airplane.
Exactly. Master Wayne masturbated while I banged Miss Brody. So
Your husband's dead,
Exactly.
but my penis is not.
Lance Guest plays Michael Brody. Mitchell Anderson
He's in The
plays-
Last Starfighter
He is.
and Halloween 2.
They actually had a few surprisingly decent names for a fourth fucking film.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what Michael Caine had done up until that point. Some other British stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
he
I
was-
don't know like much of his old stuff. So
I think he was-
maybe a lot of theater even. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was starting to break in, and like he's fine in the movie. It's not like you like see his portrayal in this movie like, oh, that's the worst person in there. You know, the worst person in this movie is Mario Van Peebles as Jake. Fucking terrible. His like fake ass Jamaican accent is so fucking bad.
Really?
Oh god, it just drove me crazy. I'm like, oh,
I enjoyed his character.
oh my god. I mean,
I thought Michael was a terrible actor.
oh, he's terrible too. Don't get me wrong. And then we get Mitchell Anderson as Sean Brody. Michael Caine plays Hoagie Newcomb.
I play Hoagie Newcomb.
But Mitchell Anderson,
I did lots
obviously,
of blow on the set of this movie.
we start this movie out Christmas time. Just a few days before Christmas, basically. We find out, inadvertently, I don't know if they ever really explain it, but Brody's dead.
Brody's dead.
He's died.
I'm going to fuck his wife.
Apparently by heart attack. And his wife, obviously her lady bits are still working and working and working.
That's right they are.
I'm gonna do this whole thing as Michael Caine.
Explain the whole thing from his
I'm
perspective.
going to do the whole movie review.
So we see that Sean Brody is now a police deputy in Amity. And then there's like this Christmas caroling going on downtown, and he gets called out because somebody, the other cop that was working, gets called out to cow tippers. Go see what the cow tippers are doing. So he has to go out and get in the police boat.
I'm going to go out there and stick my whole fist up that cow.
I'm going to go out on this boat and have sex with the shark in the water. And it's going to cry when I look it in the eyes. Yeah, this movie's shit. But it's amazing. Amazing shit. So we see,
Sean die.
well, it's slow.
He dies. He doesn't die slowly. He
Yeah,
just
he does.
dies.
He has his fucking arm bitten off for no reason, and the shark like jumps out of the water, eats his arm off. Just his arm, though.
Are you sure it wasn't Pennywise the clown that ripped his arm off? It was in a yellow coat, like Georgie.
I put a note to myself that, like, after I saw that shark jump out of the water and just eat his arm, like, this has to be the movie that inspired the TV series Street Sharks. Because this shark is just able to do anything. It just does what it wants. So I was like, God damn, that's where this movie came from.
Oh man, there should be a Jaws parody where the shark talks and like smokes weed and does a bunch of dumb shit.
Street Sharks and shit. Yeah,
Basically.
we need to do a mashup. I think that might be the best thing that we've taken. away
I
from
could get
movie.
this pitched to one of those like the Sci-Fi Channel and get it made though.
Oh God, yeah, we could. It'd be amazing.
Man shark.
Yep. So at this point, it just shows Jaws and bloody water, right? They're not really showing the shark at all. For the fourth movie, usually you kind of get more money each time, but not in this case. This is kind of one of those that went down, down, down.
Yeah.
Obviously. And then the other thing it's weird, is the shark doesn't eat the whole fucking body. The shark only eats the one arm. He bleeds out, basically, and dies.
Yeah, the shark isn't trying to eat him, it's just trying to murder him. It's out for revenge.
I know.
It's
This is literally a shark fucking revenge movie.
It's Jaws the revenge.
And it's out really for revenge.
It's Jaws the revenge. It's all about this shark trying to kill his family.
So Ellen has to go fucking identify the body that's only missing the arm when she sees it at the morgue, which is pretty cool, if you ask me. And then Michael and his family arrive. Michael and his wife and daughter for the funeral.
And he's a bad actor in this. Like, I'll admit, as the movie went on, I didn't think as bad, but like his introduction scene is really fucking terrible. He does. Ugh.
Early on, like, you could tell he got better as they did more shooting, but at the same time, you could tell like he knew this movie was bad and didn't give a fuck. I think that's mostly what it was. He's like, this is just trifling garbage.
And then we have that the funeral scene. She's like flashing back to the first movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's bring Grandma to the Bahamas.
Yeah, they take Grandma down
I'm
to
like,
the Bahamas.
bitch, you're going with us. And she's like, I could not.
And
Promise
then-
me nobody will ever go in the water again.
And then Hoagie's trying to show off for Grandma and, and the kid. So he lets the kid pilot the plane a little bit. And then, like, how do airplanes work? And he's like, well, this is how you make things bigger. And this is how you makes things smaller. And then obviously that's when Ellen got that whop because she's like, ooh, this man knows how to fly.
I was about to say,
That's how you make it bigger. You slap it around a little bit, and then you squat it, so it makes it small again.
Pretty much. So then we get to see that...
really just think of him saying naughty shit like he does in Austin Powers Goldmember.
yeah, it's hilarious.
You tackle and veg or whatever.
So Mom's having nightmares, Ellen is, and she's freaking out about everything.
Yeah, that shit made me laugh. I wrote down, won't let them go swim, goes herself, LOL. Because like it wasn't clear that it was a dream scene. It just cut to her swimming,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is this shit? This bitch. And then obviously gets attacked and it's a dream. And eventually Michael starts having those dreams too.
Yeah, so you see Jake and Michael are working, and then we get our first full shot of the shark finally. And there's nothing else in it but the shark, which is one thing that's hilarious. There's a lot of scenes where the shark's swimming by itself, especially during a certain chase sequence later on where like none of it was filmed like consecutively or with the robotic shark because they just couldn't do it that way. So then Ellen's wigging out on the fucking beach.
Oh yeah, she's staring. I wrote down Grandma stares at the ocean.
Yeah.
And my comment to that was in quotes, well, just don't go in there.
Yeah. And then Hoagie rose up for the...
Uh,
I said Hoagie rose up for some pink because he gets out and he starts trying her up, man.
Michael Caine trying to get some.
Yeah. I said he rolls up for the pink.
You want to go for a ride in my plane? You can give me Skyhead.
Michael sees from the
And then he
boat.
almost kills him while they're up there. He's just like,
Take the controls. I'm not going to fly the plane anymore.
Yeah.
he's like, what the fuck?
He's like, just do it.
While they're chatting, though, you see Michael see that his mom's trying to get some D, and, he gets all jealous. So then he later on starts asking Jake all about, hey, what do you know about Hoagie?
That's when she throws her panties at him because he's more obsessed with if his mom's going to get laid rather than fucking his own wife who's literally throwing her panties at your face because you can't take a hint.
Yeah. And they bang a lot, and, like, he should be banging her. She's an artist and everything else. Like, yeah, what are you doing, boy?
I'd be
Back to work.
I'd be like, I'm sorry, Mom, I can't work anymore at all. All I need to do is slip inside my wife.
So Jake encounters Jaws as it attacks, and then it attacks the dock area, right? Just coming after Michael, which is amazing because it's called Jaws: The Revenge. Ellen's psychic and passes.
Oh wait, we skipped over the casino scene, didn't we?
Did we?
I don't know what order this happens in, but I wrote down.
Or they're fucking partying and shit.
Yeah, like
This is what I wrote. My note for that was they party and shit.
a casino now. WTF, in quotes, Jaws, I wrote.
Well, yeah, but they already had told you that Hoagie has a gambling problem.
Yeah, then more sex.
Yeah.
Horny writer, I wrote. Whoever
Yeah.
wrote this movie was like, not getting enough.
Yeah, my note was Michael's wife wants the beef injection. Because clearly she bangs him, She's all about him, though.
This
which is
goes
good.
out for a while. Michael Caine with the mother. It goes on for a while. Mm-hmm. My note here is Michael Caine working hard for that widow gash.
Yeah.
And then he finally kisses her at like that luncheon or whatever. Luncheon, I say. It's a weird word.
So Jake becomes obsessed with the shark, so he makes a transmitter for the shark, and he wants to get it out there.
And they have
then-
the cringy recreation of the Martin and Sean when they're in the first movie.
Yeah, it's...
I'm like,
only-
just cut that whole thing out.
This is terrible.
And Michael, at this point, starts to look like Marv from Home Alone.
Exactly.
That's all I kept seeing was like, I expect Joe Pesci to be fucking Jake.
So I have the next note is... So Michael's wife is fucking around with the blowtorch in the shop. She's trying to get her work done. Obviously, she's working on a piece of art that we see is later on commissioned, but she doesn't want to, do it just like that. But Michael's a bit of a exhibitionist. And I guess she is too, because they decided to go at it with the garage door opener or whatever she's working in. So, but they fuck again. They make it a point that these two fuck a lot and they fuck often, which is good. A healthy sex life makes a happy life. Ellen and Hogan are fucking day drinking and smooching. And basically she's like, I don't know why you'd like me. He's like, bitch, I know why you... He's like, I'm alive. I'll make you feel alive. He's ready to give it down. This almost could have been a porno parody of Jaws and would have been a better movie. Which they probably made too. Haven't seen it though.
I don't want to see Michael Caine fuck though.
No.
Do you like that? Do you like that? How's your daddy?
It's disappearing. Oh, look, I can make it reappear.
There it is. It's gone. Oh, there it is. It's gone. There it is. It's gone. Flip it over. I want to put it in your butt.
And then the little kid pops around and sees Ellen and her mom talking about sex. And they're like, that's gross. Like, you're talking to the girl that's banging your son. Like, do you really want to have those conversations? No. Like, what are you going to tell him? He's bad at eating pussy?
This is the writer writing the script for this movie.
Just drawing dick and balls, skeeting. Yes.
On some tits. Which,
Yes.
by the way, that's what that looks like, if you're wondering. Dick and balls.
If you want to see Alex's great drawings,
The light is washing it out. Can't see it. Sorry. It's a beautiful drawing, though. Not veiny enough, though.
and then Michael's mom, Ellen's being a kind of a butthead about something, but then she tells him she's not retired from being a mom. So Michael gets out of the vessel by the shells. The shark attacks Michael. He gets away barely, yada, yada, yada. It's supposed to be scary and exciting. It's not fucking scary and exciting at all. He goes through a shipwreck, which is the only sequence in this movie that's actually kind of fun.
Kinda.
Kinda. I didn't say it's a lot of fun. It's kind of fun. The shark swimming through those too gigantic to swim through here, and it looks like a person swimming through a shipwreck, and then a giant, and I mean giant as in a miniature shark swimming through a miniature set, and it just looks so fucking out of context with one another. It just does not look good at all. It's terrible.
That's where my notes end.
Anyway, so he hides in this shipwreck, and then the shark chases him down, and then the coolest thing he does in this, instead of using the oxygen tank to destroy the shark like his dad did, this dumbass pops it and shoots himself to the top of the surface to outswim the shark. Gets back in the boat with Jake and their co-worker friends. So Thea, which is the kid, I didn't realize till later in the movie when they actually start saying her name all the time, she goes out on the banana boat. And again, another penis reference in here. A dick-shaped boat. But I guess lots of boats are shaped like dicks. But this one specifically has a
Your dick looks like a boat.
A banana boat, okay? A regular boat's different, but the banana boat specifically. Shark eats the back passenger off the boat, which is pretty fucking cool. And then Ellen, continuing to lose her shit and feeling the need for revenge, even though the shark's out for revenge, she steals Michael's boat and goes to chase it. Then Michael gets in a little motorboat and thinks he's going to follow her out to sea after he doesn't realize she's been gone for
Was
like
this
an
shark
hour.
like best friends with the other shark? And he's like, "You killed my friend."
I don't know. They just
Because that shark's dead, you know.
Yeah,
It's not like it's the shark from the first movie.
yeah, that one exploded.
Yeah, that one's long gone.
Yeah. So, like, did that shark... Everyone's, like, implies what the shark had a baby shark that wanted...
Is it one of the sharks from the second movie then?
I don't know.
Did both of those die in that movie? I can't remember now because
I don't remember. Anyway, so the shark eats that back passenger. Ellen steals the boat, and then Michael goes and finds... Oh, Michael tells Carla, which is his wife's name. I finally got that down in my notes. That he knew about the shark, and she gets fucking mad because Thea was almost eaten by the shark, and blah, 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 blah. So they got to go out and fucking rescue Ellen.
yeah.
So he goes out in a little motorboat, and then Hoagie's out in a boat fishing or something, and then he's like, "Hey, we got to get my mom. She stole the boat." And he's like, "You're not going to catch her in the fucking little motorboat." So they take time to go back to shore to drive to the airport to then fly off and to look for her, which they probably would have caught up to her in the boat, but that's less fun. That's less fun storytelling. Hoagie gets to crash the airplane on purpose,
I crashed that plane.
which
Just
is,
like I crashed my load between your mother's tits last night.
I imagine would be very painful. So yeah, Bane would have been a better villain than the shark in this. Crashes the fucking plane on there, and then they jump out, and then we all think that Hoagie's eaten shit and died, which he pops up on the other side of the boat later after Ellen's kind of like, "Man, everyone I fuck dies." Well, like, bitch, you're married a long time. Unless you're cheating around on Brody, you're just fucking bad luck for the men in your life, I guess. I don't know what to say. I mean, I think it's all her.
Yeah.
Shark attacks the plane. Hoagie's okay.
The sharks can smell the menstruation.
Yeah, exactly. Jake has a plan to stop the shark with a shocking device that he makes out of a little fucking, like, old giant square or rectangle sized battery, the old flashlights.
No wonder it's forgettable.
Exactly. It's terrible. Like, that's how you defeat the shark, and then he's got a remote control for it. So Michael starts flipping the thing off and on, and it makes the shark surface. But it doesn't work because it's line of sight, and Jake's shit hasn't worked the entire movie. The tracker works, and sometimes doesn't. So Jake shoves this thing into the shark's mouth. Shark
Yeah, he
swims
does.
off.
Shove it right in there.
Jake
Slower.
Jake is implied to be dead because you see him underwater in the shark's mouth. So apparently he can hold his breath a really long time, and is good at not bleeding to death in the ocean.
That's pretty good. I bet he's a Terminator.
Ellen's steering the boat, and then Michael gets the shark to surface, and somehow the front of the boat is able to stab the shark, which causes him to explode, even there's no explosives in the shark at all. So, you know, that's how this movie kind of ends on a high note, as the shark explodes again. And then Ellen goes back and has Hoagie fly her back to Amity.
And then I explode on her back.
That would have been a much better film. Hoagie
Exactly.
exploding all over Ellen after
Well,
she's a widow.
we
and-
should direct, like I said, this man shark movie, and at the end, what we'll do is he'll explode, and then we'll cut to, like, mid-explosion, we'll fade to and do one of those morphing shots where it morphs into Michael Caine skeeting on a woman's back.
Yeah, be better than this.
Yeah. That's how this movie should have ended.
This movie's not good. It's not as bad as people say. People are like trying to say it's as bad as Batman and Robin. I'm like,
Batman and Robin's, I'd probably rather watch that.
it's over the top enough. Like, this movie's just lazy writing. And how that he ever got the fucking Jaws 4 title is beyond me, because, like, how did they ever even release this? Like, you only got Ellen. to
Just
come
wait till
back.
we get to review Cruel Jaws.
Yeah, but at least that's like a fan like style film that was released and is
Well, it's not a
sequel.
fan film. It's a literally produced movie that was
Yeah.
marketed as Jaws 5 in some countries.
Isn't it like Italian?
Yeah. It's an Italian. It's a shitty Italian movie. I've watched some of it before, and I was like, "My God, well, we got to cover it. You're gonna enjoy the shit out of it."
Is it better than this?
More entertaining?
Okay,
Yes.
that's all I'm in for. I'm in more entertaining.
Just like The Room is more entertaining than this.
Yes. So this movie is so bad that they stopped making shark movies for a while after this. Was like the next big attempt at a decent shark movie, Deep Blue Sea, in the mid-90s.
At least a big budget. And that one's fucking great, too. That one's just like, you know what? We're just going to be ridiculous. But we're going to be so ridiculous, we're going to kill off main characters. We're going to have all sorts of weird, bizarre shit happening.
And I think the only reason they even made Deep Blue Sea was after Anaconda kind of reanimated the vigor for like large creature features.
That and Lake Placid. I got the trilogy.
Fuck yeah. They're all right over there next to each other. Anaconda, Lake Placid, Deep Blue Sea.
I love those movies.
They're great. This movie is not. Don't watch this movie.
Watch Deep Blue Sea instead.
You'll have more fun.
You will.
This movie is one of those movies that could be like on in the background and you wouldn't even know what's going on. And you may not even notice the sharks in it because there's lots of scenes, like I said, where you just see the face of the shark. You don't see the whole shark body. It's because they had like a shoestring budget on this movie, right? All the other Jaws movies had some fantastical cool shit. Like everything in Jaws 3 is so fucking cool just because it's like the SeaWorld thing. And then this movie has none of that.
Yeah. You trade out Dennis Quaid for Michael Caine.
I mean, I love me some Michael Caine, but
I mean,
Michael
actually,
Caine in this-
not in terms of character. I just mean in big name actors.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael Caine is boring as, he's the only entertaining part. He's the best actor. in
Isn't
this
Dennis
film.
Quaid Michael?
I think so, yeah.
I think that's his character in the other one. And they just retconned that one for this one. They ignored Jaws 3 to replace it with something worse.
Yes, and he goes into the same line of work almost. But yeah, that's one thing about Jaws 3 a lot of people overlook. Like, how's this related? Well, it is technically Michael's character, so.
Yeah, and the other brother's in it too, I think.
Sean?
Yeah. But this one is fucking over the top and ridiculous, and not in a good way.
So if you're complaining about modern sequels, like ignoring shit, this shit's been going on for fucking forever. So,
Yeah.
It's nothing new. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing unique. It's been going on. This movie should not have been made, but we watched it.
Halloween
so
H2O.
you should watch this movie too, and you'll get an hour and a half taken out of your life you'll never get back.
But if you like bad shark movies, by all means, it is a bad shark movie. There's some fun imagery and whatnot. It has watchability, but it's just for, you can't just recommend this to any old person. You have to be a very particular type of person to
You gotta
enjoy
be
a movie like
sick
this.
motherfucker like us that we like a lot of trash film, we like a lot of bad movies, we like a lot of great movies. We're just fans of film and entertainment in general, so we watch this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, as far as sharks movies go, there's not a lot of sharks in this. They figured out that we could make Sharknado, take the dumbest thing you can fucking think of and make it a movie. There's plenty of sharks in that. A lot more sharks in that than there is in this.
And the dad from Home Alone's in that, so, it's got that going.
Yeah. Which is pretty nice.
Exactly.
So that's our take on Jaws the Revenge.
Yeah.
So if you're haunted by tapes, I'm haunted by the fact that this movie wasn't even accidentally remotely scary.
Pretty much.
The music is usually what makes a Jaws movie scary, and this movie lacks all of that. They do the little dun-dun theme bit
Little.
just here and there, but they didn't pay for
But it's
the
like a
rights.
redone version, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they even gave him credit for that necessarily, so.
I like this tape, though. Good Times home video. Always nice when you see that on there. It contains new footage not seen in U.S. theaters. I wonder if that's the version that's on the DVD or if this is a separate version, but
Okay, so here's the difference.
this is a 98 VHS release. 1998.
So, in the United States version, Jake dies. He doesn't come back. He's dead. And the shark doesn't explode. It just fucking sinks. The international version that they showed later on has the updated version where Jake survives and the shark explodes. So,
Interesting.
that's a fun little fact for you there. But that's what we've got. Hopefully you liked hearing us ramble about fucking Jaws the Revenge.
Tell us what you think about Jaws the Revenge and if you prefer it over Jaws 3D or if you prefer Jaws 3D. Which personally, even just based on the box artwork alone, I'm going Jaws 3.
Fuck yeah, at a rental store, that's going to grab my eye long before that one.
Well, this isn't probably the original cover art.
Oh.
I'll give you that, but still, out of the two that I have there, Jaws 3 is much.
If I'm walking
much more
around
appealing.
Blockbuster in 1999, I'm going to grab the first one and the third one. I don't need the other two.
Yeah, basically, that's how I rank them: is 1, 3, 2, 4.
And two's not garbage by any means, but it's just so much of a rehash that you just fucking forget. Like, as a kid, I didn't even notice the difference between the two at times because Brody's fucking around Amity Island doing the same shit.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let us know what your ranking is, and we'll see you soon.
Peace.
This is Laura Summer, the original Janine Melnitz on The Real Ghostbusters, and you're listening to the Frog Brothers Podcast.